Hello everyone and welcome to the last game of this BO3 that is opposing Elyona to Scatterbrained. This is a very important game because we are playing for the qualifications of the EGC Masters Winter. This is a very interesting tournament and a very important tournament for the players, of course, because, well, this is an important tournament. So don't hesitate to go and watch EGCTV, of course, and Elyona, who is playing the blue, the French, sorry, not the blue in the French color. This is not the right the right sentence. So yeah, Elyona playing the French in the blue color, and we have Scatterbrained playing the Chinese in the red color. This is very important game. We have 1-1 at the score, and yeah. The one that is winning this game goes to a BO5 in order to qualify for the main event. And there is, I don't know how many players, I think like there is there is 16 players that can qualify for the main event. So yeah, we will see that. And we will, of course, continue to cast the event after. I will cast it in French, but don't hesitate to go and watch EGCTV to watch the rest of the games of this amazing tournament in English, of course. So yeah, let's go. Elyona with the French and Chinese for Scatterbrained. This is an obvious choice on this map. If you're wondering, the players of course choose their civilization with a draft system in a function of the map, of course, that they have also drafted before. And here the map is very interesting. This is called Boldland. This is a tournament map. And this map is cool because you have a lot of deers. You can see that you have 4 deer packs, but also 2 small ones with 3 deers inside. So this is a map where you kind of want to do the pro scout. And 2 civilizations that are very good with the pro scouts are the Chinese and the French, of course. So yeah, this is very, very cool to see 2 civilizations that are very good. I feel like the Chinese have a little bit of an advantage here because they can do the professional scouts faster than the French. But the French have the knights that can be very interesting against the Chinese in order to have the control of the map and maybe have more deers. We will see what will happen exactly on this game. But I'd rather be the Chinese than the French, in my opinion. Maybe Elyona will say, no, you're wrong. And he will destroy Scatterbrained and have so much deers that he will win this game. Maybe not, we will see that. But what is interesting with the both civilization about Pro Scout, why they are good with the Pro Scout, I will say it to you right now. The first thing that I want to say, I will talk first about the French. The first thing that I want to say is just that the French are a very good civilization by making cavalry, and when you want to do pro scouts, you kind of want to have mobility. It's the same stuff as when you want to take all the relics of the map. You want to have mobility in order to be everywhere on the map and also to put pressure on your opponent, etc. So this is pretty cool for that reason, and you have, as I said before, knights for that. The second reason is that you have stables, the stables that can produce 20% faster. Your age up is stable, so you have it's very easy to build knights and also building scouts. So this is the second thing. And the third thing is that with the French, this is not that expensive to do the professional scouts. Why? Because they have a discount on the economical upgrade. But this is pretty slow to do this technology because, well, this is 1 minute and 15 seconds. But with the Chinese, what is very interesting is that this technology is more expensive, of course, but you can do it faster. You can see here that this is 1 minute 15 seconds, but you can use your imperial official in order to supervise the monument, not the monument, but the but the building, and it works 150% faster. So this is the main reason why Chinese is very good with the professional scouts, because you can have it very, very fast, and also because you have a payback with the professional scouts. When you do a technology on a building, well, it gives you a little bit of a tax, and the tax can be taken with the imperial officials, and it gives you gold. So this is the second stuff with the Chinese. And also, what is very interesting is that the imperial official can boost your mill, and if it boosts your mill, you have 20% of resources of more. So yeah, yeah, this is very strong. You can use all your scouts in order to put all the deers under the mill, and the mill is boosted by the Imperial official, and you can have so much resources. This is insane. So yeah, I think I said almost everything about the pro scouts, why you want to do it with those civilizations, and why they are very, very strong with this. So here Elyona first made the Royal Knights. Of course, you kind of want to do it because if you're making first your scouts, they are not useful because you don't have the technology yet. So you kind of want to start with a Royal Knights in order to put pressure on your opponent. And if you put pressure on your opponent, maybe you can have more deers because he has to defend. The problem versus the Chinese is that they don't really need gold because I talked about it before. They have the tax. So if they have the tax, well, they don't have to have villagers here, for example, so they are not in danger. And you can have also a pressure point on the wood, but as you can see, they can produce spearmen, and then your knight is kind of screwed. But as I said before, what is very, very, very interesting is that as you have the knight, you have the control of the map because you have mobility. While here you have spearmen, but the spearmen cannot move that fast. And so this is better to have knights in order to counter those scouts that are taking the deers. This is very interesting. But what is no? Okay, Elyona saw it. This is very, very cool. You have to be careful about that. This is good with the mobility, but it's not good in order to fight, of course, as you can see, because the knight is getting destroyed by the spearmen. And, well, you can see the second step of it. You do the archery range in order to win the fight against the spearmen. And I feel like Scatterbrained is making too much of spearmen. And yeah, of course, with the Chinese, you kind of want to do horsemen in order to counter those archers. But this is horsemen. Horsemen are not that good compared to the knights. And what we can see also here with the Chinese, and I feel like it's kind of a mistake from Scatterbrained, you don't really want to do the barracks first. I think you want to do the stable first in order to have more scouts, in order to have more deers under your TC, under your mill, and then do the barracks in order to do spearmen. And you can do also like 1 or 2 horsemen in order to use the mobility to kill the scouts of your opponent. And you will say to me, yeah, but the horseman is getting countered by the knight. Yeah, of course. But as I said before, the mobility is important. If you use the horseman moves faster, and if it moves faster, then you can avoid the fight against the knight and chase easier the enemy scouts. Very good job here from Scatterbrained in order to protect those deers. Very interesting. He uses his spearmen wisely in order to have those deers, but there are the knights here, and those 2 scouts avoided the spearmen to counter the charge of the cavalry, and then the knights can destroy those spearmen. Of course, the spearmen are strong versus the knights, but if you have as much knights as spearmen, the knights will win the fight, of course, because, well, this is a very expensive unit. This is 240 resources, while the spearman is 80 resources. Okay, so we have, I think we have more deers from Elyona. Maybe I'm wrong on this, because there is, we can watch it. I think like this is difficult to see, and I think this is something that can be improved on the observer mode of Age of Empires 4 to see exactly how many deers there are under the TC, under the mill, etc. But I feel like Elyona did a pretty good job at taking the deers, and that he has an advantage from his opponent. He has so much army compared to his opponent. He has 23 versus 8. Okay, but this is because Scatterbrained is going H3. Is it okay to go fast H3 against a French? You can be in a difficult situation versus a French, because if the French is attacking your gold, then it can be very difficult for you to produce strong units, and if you don't have strong units, then you're kind of screwed, of course. But here we can have very fast those 2 lancers, and the lancers can of course, deal very well against those royal knights because they are h3 versus h2. So yeah, this is kind of the point here with Scatterbrained, and even if you lose the control of the gold, you can still have the taxes that gives you a little bit to have those lancers and to counter the opponent. So here what you want to do with Elyona as Elyona is to put the more pressure as you can, but be careful about those lancers that are coming that are going to be stacked, a lot of them. And yeah, you kind of want to go h3 pretty soon in order to deal with them with better knights and also better archers and also some spearmen, of course. There is no spearmen from Elyona, and I'm kind of surprised of what is happening right now. And yeah, you can see here that the fight is not very good from Elyona, and as I was talking about that just before, I said you have to put pressure on your opponent, but you have to be careful because the knights of your opponent are stronger than yours. So yeah, very good job from Scatterbrained, and this is a little bit of a mistake from Elyona, staying too much with those archers that cannot move fast enough to go out of the fight against those lancers. Okay, we can take a fight here because we have a lot of knights from Elyona. We are not going h3. I'm really surprised of what I'm seeing right now. I thought you kind of wanted to go h3 very fast because you have two very strong stuff. The first one is that you have your knights that are h3, of course, but the second one is also that you can produce a lot of crossbowmen. This is arbalètrier in French. Because we French are different people. We are special, you know. This is not crossbowmen. This is arbalètrier. Okay, and yeah, this unit is very, very strong because the French ones are, well, insane. They have a lot of bonuses, and this is very cool. So yeah, there is still one deer here, but all the deers have been taken on the map, and we can see some deers here. I feel like there is more on Scatterbrain's side now. Yeah, exactly. As Judges is saying in the chat, we are special. We French are special people. We are not crossbowmen. We are arbalètrier. Okay, a fight has been taken here from Elyona, but this is not a good fight at all. You are fighting with h2 knights versus lancers that are h3, so this is not cool at all. Elyona has to go h3 in order to counter this army of his opponent. Don't hesitate to go and come on Twitch, because we sometimes do some stuff in English, but we also do some stuff in French. But if I'm doing stuff in French, don't hesitate to come and ask questions in English. I'm always glad to talk with you. And yeah, this is very cool. I'm really happy of making content in French and in English. This is so cool. Starting to become international with the content creation. I really like to speak in English. I really like to share the most as I can on this amazing game. Really happy about that. Hope you're happy too, and if you are, don't hesitate to subscribe, of course. And yeah, Elyona here is losing this game because I feel like he just stayed h2 too long. Like, why didn't he go h3 faster? This is too long to go h3. He loses a lot of villagers. He uses them in order to fight against those knights. But the villagers versus knights are not very good unit, as you can see. I feel like it's still okay with the villagers count, but the problem is that there is a lot of villagers that have been idled right now. There's 9 kills, and a lot of villagers are idled, and the main problem of what is happening right now is that Elyona is h3, yes, but he doesn't have enough. Yeah, he has enough, sorry, to do the veteran. And I feel like it's kind of okay of what was doing Elyona here. He just have to wait for the veteran, and maybe he can hold it. Maybe it's possible, and I'm real surprised about it because this was a pretty tough position from him. He will take all the villagers to this gold because this one is kind of exposed, of course, to his opponent. And now this is the veteran of the knights, and he also kind of wants to have this very, very soon. He's producing some knights, And now the combo of the knights plus the crossbowmen can be very interesting. Arbalistry, of course. Sorry. And we don't stop the music. Please don't stop the... No, this is not the good one. We don't stop to produce some lancers from Scatterbrained. And yeah, we will see if this is strong. I feel like this is not the right thing against the French. As I was saying before, the arbalistry are very, very strong. And yeah, especially if this is versus heavy units. So this is... I don't really like the fact of still doing lancers anyway. We kind of want to do also maybe some Zugunus or maybe crossbowmen yourself. Stuff like this. But I think what the main goal here from Scatterbrained is just to have the mobility on the map. And yeah, he has so much knights compared to Elyona. And yeah, I think it's GG from now on, because Elyona doesn't have any food left, and if he doesn't have food, then he will not produce any units. Okay, this is quite okay. Well, this is insane. The Scatterbrained had like so much knight compared to Elyona, but the fight went pretty well. But yeah, now there is no gold for Elyona. 14, sorry, kills. 16. Oh, this is so much. Like, Scatterbrained is doing a very good job at killing villagers, idling them. Elyona has a lot of trouble to do units. He doesn't have food anymore because he had to move all his villagers, and now a knight is coming here on those villagers that are on berries. And yeah, I feel like Elyona is never really gathering resources because there is always a knight in his economy, and yeah, this is over. This is over. Because at the same time, the economy of Scatterbrained is just well, it's gathering all the resources of the map. So yeah, very interesting game, of course. As I said before, I think the Chinese are a little bit advantaged on this matchup. But yeah, this was very, very good series, very good game to watch. If you enjoyed it, don't hesitate to subscribe, of course, to like the video, etc. And don't hesitate to go and watch EGCTV, of course, to see the rest of the tournament. I will stop here for the cast in English. I will continue the cast in French because I want to cover it in French, of course. The main reason I casted it in English is just that I really like to cast, of course. And I like to cast in English, and also that the fact that EGC cannot cast every game that is in this tournament, so this is cool to have a nice coverage of it. And yeah, they will cast the rest in English, of course, and I will cast the rest in French in order to have the more coverage as possible. So yeah, don't hesitate to go and watch EGCTV, as I said. And yeah, see you very soon on the next one. We will maybe cast other tournaments or other games on the ladder, etc. See you in the next one.